Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. In this video, I'll teach you how to use checkboxes in Android. To get latest tutorials and videos like this, please subscribe to TechSparks. Without any further delay, let's jump in and get started. Now, I have created an Android project. In this project, we have a activity file and a layout file. To add checkboxes, I'll go to my XML file, which is my layout file, and I'll start creating a couple of text boxes. I'll create a magic scenario where we will ask the users to select one of their dream companies. Like many will have their own dream companies like Amazon, Apple, Facebook, Google, and etc. etc. I can say a long list of it. So let me first show the text view saying I'll just give the width as match parent. Alright, and I'll give an ID as question label, and then I have to give a vertical constraint, which is top to top of parent, and let me give a little bit of margin so that it looks good. We'll give a margin of 32 dp. Yeah, that looks good. And I'll increase font size a little bit. Give it as 16 sp. Right. Now I will add a couple of checkboxes to see about the companies. Width will be match parent, height will be wrap content, and I'll give the ID. The first one as Amazon, vertical constraints top to bottom of my question label. I want it right below it. I'll add a margin also for this. Left margin left is 32 dp. I'll give a little bit of top margin top. I'll give an 8 dp margin. I have to give it text also for this. Text as Amazon. Now let me copy paste these checkboxes. We'll have 4 of them, and I'll keep on changing the IDs. Facebook, bottom Amazon, text as Facebook, then goes Google, which is below Facebook. Text will be Google, and the last company will be Apple, which is below Google. Text will be Apple. I'll add a submit button also. As match parent, height as wrap content, which will be constraint top to bottom of Apple. Text will be submit. Okay, I'll give this also a top margin and a left margin. looks even. For my text, I'll give as which is your dream company is the question. The user will select any of them. Now that we have created our layout file, I want to add an on-click listener for this layout file also, for our checkboxes also. Let me add on-click listener for these checkboxes. I'll name this method as on checkbox click method, and I'll just create a method for this, and I'll leave the implementation. I'll do the implementation going forward. I'll add the same on-click listener for all the checkboxes that we have created. Now that I have added my on-click listener to all the checkboxes, let me quickly create an on-click listener for my button also. On-click listener on button clicked. We'll do the implementation later. Now that we have done with our XML file, let me declare all the variables in my main activity. Checkbox, we have Amazon checkbox, Facebook checkbox, Google checkbox, Apple checkbox, and I'll create a list of items, list of strings, selected checkboxes. So the whole idea of giving a list of strings is whenever we click on a checkbox, we'll add an item to the checkbox, and whenever the checkbox is unchecked, we will remove the item from the list. This is the whole idea of creating a list of strings. Now let me bring all my checkboxes or assign the checkboxes over here. Amazon CB equals to find view by id r.id Amazon. Facebook CB equals to find view by id r.id Facebook. Similarly, for Google checkbox equals to find view by id r.id Google. Then for Apple, r.id Apple. Alright. Now let me initialize my list also. Arrow list. Now I have implemented the same method for all the checkboxes. I don't know what checkbox is clicked. In order to see whether what checkbox is clicked, I'll use view.getID, where we have different IDs. You can distinguish what view has been clicked using this ID. So the first case would be r.id.amazon, then break, then it's colon, not a semicolon. If Amazon CB dot is checked, it will give me a boolean value which says whether the Amazon checkbox is checked or not. If it is checked, then I'll add it to the list. This selected checkbox dot add. I'll add the string Amazon. If it is not selected, checkbox dot remove object which is Amazon. Alright, this is done. Now we have to do the same for Apple, Facebook, Google, and let me copy paste quickly for 4 of them. First one is Facebook. Okay, let me do that. Facebook, 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 and then Google. Google, Google. Similarly for Apple, 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 Apple. That's it. Now, what we will do is we have to know what are the companies that the user has selected at the end of the button click, and we will pass these items to another activity. For it, let me create a second activity and the activity. I'll name this activity as second activity. Meanwhile, this activity is getting done. I will create an intent to pass this values to the second activity. Intent equals to new intent of main activity of dot this. Now we will pass the string list to the second activity. Intent dot put extra. I'll keep the name as selected companies, and then our array, our list, sorry, which is selected checkboxes. We have to cast our list to a serializable object, and let me start the activity using start activity of intent. This will navigate our next activity, second activity. So let me grab that intent over here. Intent equals to get intent, and let me declare a list of strings. Sorry about the typo. List equals to intent dot get serializable extra selected companies. Yep. Now I have to cast it to string list of strings. In my layout file, I have created a text view with the company's name. I'll add all the company's name over in this text view with a comma separator or tab separator. So let me get the text view over here. Text view equals to find view by id r.id dot text view is the id that I have given there. Now let me declare a string str equals to, I will initiate with an empty string and a string yes in list. This is a for each loop. I'll append all the names over here with the tab space separator. Then I'll set the text as text view. Sorry, str. Now that we have done, let's see the demo. The build is happening. First you can see our text view which says which is your dream company. That means select all of them and just click on submit. As you can see, I have made on Facebook, Apple, and Google. I'll leave one of them and send it. You can see the output. Now that's all for the video. Let's see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.